do a quick flip of my bullet journal. I actually started this back in November, and then for some reason I decided that I needed to go back into my Filofax. I thought that I might do a little bit better with organizing some things. So I moved back into my Filofax in January and, set it all up, set all the pages up. And honestly, I don't think I hardly have opened this up in the past 2 months. So as March was starting to come around, I knew that I needed to do something. I used to be in my Midori. This is a Chic Sparrow. I think it's a Gemini. I got this a couple of years ago, so I don't remember any of the details, and I'm pretty sure that this color and everything's not offered anymore. But I was working in my Midori, and I loved it. I had the Week on a Page booklet and a few other booklets in here, and it was great, except it's just so big and it's so heavy, and it's just too much for me to carry around. It's just too much for me to carry around with me every day, and I have things in here that I wanted to keep with me. So I decided not to go back into this, but I did move some booklets in here, and I'm using it more for art purposes and for journaling. So I've got a booklet in here that I'm doing just little collages and playing with paint, some couch art and things like that. This is just a smash type booklet, and this, I added this. It's for notes for books that I'm reading, and I'm currently reading Finding Water by Julia Cameron. And so as I'm reading that, I'm trying to keep notes in here. And then I also have a Bible study booklet that I have been working on with this. So if anybody would like to see a quick flip of this, I can surely do that too. But today I just wanted to show you my bullet journal, and I am using a moleskin. It has grid paper in it, and it has a soft cover. And I found these field notes at one of our stores, and I had to buy it because it's Nebraska, and it came in a pack of 3. And when I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I thought maybe I had started using this as a bullet journal and just keeping this in my purse because it's perfect size. But I knew that I needed to get back into using a calendar and having my weekly calendar and things like that, because just having my calendar up on the fridge, it's not enough. There's too many things going on, and I was afraid I'd start forgetting things. So I thought about doing pint-sized planning in this and switching over to a pocket-sized Midori. But then I just kind of went back to, it's probably going to get really thick and it's going to get heavy, and I just can't do that. I can't have that in my purse. My son has severe food allergies, so I have to carry oodles of his medicine, and my purse already weighs a ton. So I remembered that I had started this back in November. So I got it back out a few days ago and updated it with March, and so far I'm really excited about how it's working out. When I first bought this journal, I intended to use it just to do collage in, and just to have kind of a smaller journal, so I'd have access to something that if I just wanted to glue things down and, not necessarily do something big and elaborate like I do in my larger collage journals, just, a place where I could work for pure relaxation. So I started using this, and so the first few pages of it actually have some collage pages in it. And then I ended up working in a different journal, and this got put to the side and I wasn't using it at all. Then I discovered bullet journaling, and I love grid paper, and since this is grid paper, I thought, you know, I need to use this because I didn't like it just sitting there and not being used at all. So I decided to start doing a bullet journal in it, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave these pages, these collage pages in here, because this is me. This is what makes me happy. This is how I feel best expressing myself, and just, you know, words of positive words and self-pep talk and reminders, and, you know, just visual things that I can look at that kind of help me stay on track, which is why I love my little vision booklet so much. Is I've got the visuals to go along with the words. And so I thought, you know, I want to keep these in here. At first I thought maybe I'll cut them out and glue them in a different journal, and I thought, no, this is me, and this is the type of thing that makes me happy, and I want my planner, my bullet journal, to be something that I really enjoy working on. So whenever I do the flip through, that's what these are. They're the collage pages that I decided to keep in. But I just have a little clip here to hold my pencil on, and I just use, this is a Pentel 0.7. I use this because I don't like writing in pen. I don't like having mistakes on my paper. If I make a mistake, I have to erase it. If I make a mistake with a pen, I've got my little whiteout that I use. So I make mistakes writing all the time, and I'm just more comfortable writing in pencil. So I actually use these specific ones because this is the exact same type of pencil that my dad used. He was a electrical engineer, and I always remember his desk being full of these blue Pentel pencils. So, you know, it's definitely purely sentimental reason why I use this exact pencil, but I do love it. It's a little big since it's a 0.7. I'd rather have a 0.5. I need to go look at those. I think they might be brown, and I'm pretty sure that my dad used those too. So I know it's silly, but it's just one of those little things. Every time I see this, then it always makes me think of my dad. So whenever I first open it, on this page right here, this little tip-in is my son's medic alert information. And every planner that I've had since we've discovered his food allergies, just having this it's like a security blanket for me, because I'm so afraid that if something happens, that if I have to give out any information and it's in an emergency, that I'm going to forget something important. So I always make sure that this is just the very first thing that's in any of my planners. And I just covered it with some clear contact paper just to laminate it and protect it. And then this right here I copied from something that I saw on Instagram, and it says grounding steps to help relieve anxiety. And so it's just things that you can do to just kind of reel yourself in and you know, get grounded and try to help calm down whenever anxiety starts striking. So it says to look around to find 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. And then down here I just had found some words that say, and I wrote, be present. And this is just a Project Life card. And I like having this here too, just because, you know, I know it's there. I can immediately open up my planner, and there it is. This right here is just a transparency from, I don't know who it is. It's been in my scrapbooking stash forever, but I thought it'd just be handy to have, you know, have this on here so I could put some sticky pads and whatnot. And I really like these to-do list ones from Daytimer, and I use them just to kind of, if I have several places that I need to go for errands or just a quick list, I'll jot that on here. And then I just have some extra sticky pads from Target, And this is a postcard that I picked up at an art show or something like that. It was a postcard advertising somebody's gallery show or just their studio or something like that, and I love that, so I cut it and stuck it out on my book. And then let's see, just more, you know, notes to self. This says perfect love casts out all fear. And then this right here is a photo of my whole family, and this photo, I think it's 2 years ago on Mother's Day. But I really like this photo because it has all of us in here, especially my little doggy Sophie that we lost last January. So it's my 5 children and then my two grandbabies. So I have 3 older children and then 2 little children, and then my mom is in here, my husband. So I just really like, this is one of my favorite pictures of all of us, so I wanted that to be up front. And then here is some of the collage pages that I had added in. And I'm pretty sure that I did these during the Glue Book Saturday party on Instagram, and they're the first Saturday of each month. And so these were prompts that they give out. They give out prompts, and then, you know, you have the evening to work on the pages, and their hashtags so you can see all the amazing work that everybody else does. But it's a lot of fun, and I will put it's Christine Heister, and I will put her Instagram name down below so that if you want to join in with that, you're more than welcome. We have loads of fun, and the art is absolutely amazing, and the prompts are a whole lot of fun too. But that's just what these pages are. And then I have my my key, and this is basically, I don't think I changed this at all from the key that you can find at bulletjournal.com. I think I just might have added like a heart for ideas, inspiration, quotes, things like that. But this is just a pretty typical key that I use for my bullet journaling. And then I have a few pages for my index. I wasn't sure how many pages to do, so I just did 3. I hope that would be plenty, and I'm pretty sure that it will be. And then I have to have forward planning. I cannot survive without being able to see what's coming up in the future. So I had seen other people do this. There's so many ideas out there on Instagram and on YouTube, and so many people are sharing on their blogs all the different things that they're doing to make their bullet journals work the best for them. And I saw this and I was like, okay, I have to do this, because I have to see what days the kids have off from school and just any special events like that. So that's what these pages are, and I just found these free printables online just for the yearly calendar, and I liked it because it was colorful. And I don't have this filled in because I had stopped using this in December. So I just filled these in the other day, and I need to get this updated at least through May, through the end of the school year. And then this page was inspired by one of the pages in my Midori weekly booklet. And I just liked it because I was able to divide it up so that I have a row for each of my 3 children who are living at home, and then myself. So if something happened involving one of us on some certain day that I might want to reference later, I mark it on here, and then I know what date to go check in up in here to find out exactly what it is. A lot of this is when somebody was sick. Since my son does have really bad allergies, when he gets sick, sometimes it can just seem like it lasts forever, and a lot of times, you know, the doctor needs to know how many days he's been sick and what symptoms he's had, so I will mark on here those days, and then I know whenever he has an appointment, I know where I can look so that I can give her that information. But so that's what these 2 are from. And then this is my color key, and got the idea from DIY Fish. I really love color coding, so especially if I just open up my weekly page and, you know, if I look at a certain day, even just glancing, I know, just by seeing the color, I know who has something going on that day. So I have my whole family plus my mom, and then I also added a sick day, so if someone was homesick, holiday or special day, a family activity, and then school or church event. And then down here, this for me personally, it's anything related to faith, and then just journaling. So I really like doing this because, you know, I can tilt these and I can see already where the blue is, just where those pages are, which I also do have those pages indexed up here, but it's just kind of nice just to, I don't know, I like having them color coded also. And I just put a little sticky page flag up here so that I can easily turn to my index page. Let's see. And then I started this in November, so this is just my monthly spread. And this is when I thought, you know, I knew that I wanted to add collage elements to this. And so this is just a quote. It says, "Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things." So just things like that, anything that inspires me, just a picture or a quote or a Bible verse or even just a word. I like incorporating these into this because it's making this to where I can... Okay, sorry about that. I had to get somebody a snack. I completely forgot where I was at. Let's see. Well, I just, you know, I like to add quotes and pictures and things like that just to make this mine and make this, I want to use this and I need to use this, and I think by adding these types of things, since this is something that I'm so comfortable with and comfortable doing, and it means a lot to me, I'm hoping that by adding these types of elements that this will make this book someplace that I definitely want to go to all the time. And then I have my monthly task tracker, which I am horrible at doing these and horrible at keeping up with them, and I keep adding them in here and I just don't know if it's worth it, but I didn't do anything in November. So that's something that I need to work on. And then I started with a weekly spread. I have to have a week on 2 pages that I can see it all together, so I can see the whole week all at once. So this setup is what I've been using through this whole thing so far, and it's been working out really well for me. I just do Sunday through Saturday, and then this was open and I wasn't quite sure what to put in there, and at first I thought, well, maybe I should, you know, add in some of these tasks here to track, and I didn't really want to do that. And I had last year I had picked up one of these calendars from Books A Million. In February they have clearance on all of the calendars, and I had picked this up for these images to use in my journals, and I thought, you know, these would be great to use on here. So I just kind of flip through these and find one that I really like, and I just cut them to size and put it in there. And sometimes I've put quotes here, I've put Bible verses here. I just kind of whatever I really want to focus on for that week, or just a verse that I want to focus on that week. Like having a memory verse that's always right here and I can read it. And I just really like having this here for me to think about whenever I'm just sitting down to see what's going on in my day or my week. But I color code on here just so that I know, like I said, whenever I glance at this, I know that who has something going on that day. Even if I don't want to sit here and totally read it, I know kind of, how my day is looking. And then this is where I started on my regular bullet journal. And then I use the key just like what I had shared up front. And then, just more of that. I saw this picture. I really, really love this picture. This is a Bible verse that I go to often whenever I'm needing, something to help with anxiety or fear. So I really wanted to add this into my my journal. And then this right here on this page it was a Bible verse that was during one of our readings at church, so I just wrote that. And I like to pick out a few words in the verse, and I write that word down, and then I like to write the synonyms of that word. And for me, it just it helps me understand the verse a little bit more, and it just kind of opens it up to me to where it just, I'm not even quite sure how to explain it, but I like having, being able to see all these different words that mean, love and self-control. This is balance and discipline and restraint, and it just, for me, it just makes the verse a lot more meaningful, and it makes it sometimes easier for me to relate to if I'm able to use words that have the same meaning as the one in the verse, but maybe relate more to me and how I feel. But that's that, and I love poppies, and I saw this picture, so I wanted to add that in here. And then here's just bullet journaling. And then here's the next week. And I do like to use washi tape. If I have an event that stretches over 2 or more days, then I like using washi tape on that. So this was Thanksgiving break. And then this is my December spread. And for these, I usually just I don't write something down for every single day, what happens every single day. I just write important events that are going to happen on that day. Which this is pretty much a lot like, it's not like forward planning, but you can see forward to the end of the month. So that, like I said, that's just not enough for me. I have to be able to see several months. So that's why I did the monthly. And then for December, I remembered that I needed to have a page for tasks for December. I had forgotten to do that with November. So this just has some things that I wanted to try to do or wanted to remember to do in the month of December. And since it was the Christmas season, I clipped this out of I think it was one of my daughter's flyers from school. It's the Hail Holy Queen, and then I just added some quotes from Pope Francis. And then here's my December task list, which I didn't do anything for December too. And then another week. Things start getting kind of slim here because I'm pretty sure this is, well, nope, we're not in Christmas break yet. But here's just my weekly, and I don't put a lot on these. I try to just keep it with what's happening that day. And then I was adding our meal for that day, so I usually don't have any, like any of my to-dos, my long list of to-dos for that day, or even just notes on anything during that day. I put all of that in my bullet journal. It starts getting too cluttered, and if it starts getting too cluttered, then I just can't process it. I love looking at everyone's pages with all of their decorations and all of their stickers and all the washi tape, and I love looking at those, but I just can't do it. I can't do it in my planner because I start looking at all the stuff and I'm not focusing on what's important and what I need to do. So I have to try to keep it as clean and simple as possible. It's the only way that I have found that works best for me. So another week and another week. And for December, I decided to put all of my weeks together instead of spreading them out in between, you know, bullet journaling or collection pages or anything like that. I thought it would be better to have them all together so that way, you know, I could flip through and see what my month's like a lot easier. So this is all December. And then this page is just some lyrics that I wanted to copy down from some songs that I knew that I would want to use in my collage journal. And so this is what they call a collections page. So it's where you collect information about a certain thing. So this is definitely put in my index up here so that I can find it later on. I don't put lists of anything. I know a lot of people put, you know, lists of their favorite movies or lists of books that they want to read, or shopping lists and things like that. And I don't put that in here. I put all of my my lists on my phone, and that way it's just easier for me to have it on my phone. And if I'm somewhere, I can just pull my phone out, and I always have the lists that I need. And since I'm such a huge book lover, I have to have my wish list on Amazon because I think I have several hundred books saved on my wish list. So for me, it's just easier to keep my lists in a digital format. And also, you know, my husband and I, we share a lot of them through our phones, so that way I can add to the Costco list, and then he's got the Costco list because that's what he likes to do, is go to Costco and do the shopping. And, you know, or our Trader Joe's list, I can add to that because he drives by on his way home. And it's just easier for me to keep all my lists on my phone. So, and this is just a picture. I saw this picture, and then I was kind of having a rough time with some things, and I found this quote, and it just kind of went along with how I was feeling, and so that's why I added that there. And then this right here is a list of Bible verses that all talk about being afraid and anxiety and things like that. So as I find new ones, I have found lists of them online, and then as I have come across ones on my own, I add them to this list here so that I've always got just a list of verses if I need something just to kind of help get me back in focus, and it's always right here for me. And then this is just another, this is a psalm that I clipped out from one of my my booklets. And then here's just another time when I had taken a Bible verse and picked out some words and wrote some synonyms to the words. And this is actually a sticker. And this is one of the Bible verses from this list. So I actually want to do more of these. So I want to, as I can and as I need to, I want to pick a Bible verse from here and do the same thing throughout this journal. And here's more bullet journaling. And well, my last entry was December 30th. So since I had this much of the page left, I went ahead and started back up with March with the 3rd. So I started back up on March 3rd. So I have the 3rd and the 4th, and then down here I added some notes. I would really love to go see the Sandhill crane migration. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of these cranes that migrate through Nebraska and during this time of the year, and I would love to go do that. So I had done a little bit of research today, just where it's at, you know, how many miles it's there, how many hours, and just some places to go and to where we can go see that. So here's my March spread, and I did this one different. This was actually already stuck here, so I had to work around it. But I was at a blog. It was prettyprintsandpaper.com, and she had her her March spread divided up into these columns, and I really liked that idea and thought it might be something that I would like to try. So I have a column for kids, a column for me, and then one for things to do. And if I had room here, I think I would have added, and I will add next month, I'm going to add a column for school, because these next 2 months are going to be really busy with school activities. So I'd like to have room to where I could write all of that out, because there might be days where there's 2 things going on that same day from a couple of these different categories. So I think that's really going to help me out a lot, just kind of to see how my month's going. And I put a little dot, I kind of color code these two, just put a little dot on, you know, who the event's about. And then down here I decided to add, this says perspective, and this is the word of the month with the Right Brain Planner. So I wanted to have a note of this month's word, and I just wrote out the definition. And then over here I just have a little bit of tasks for March, things that I'd like to do, just little reminders, things like that. And then let's see, this was in here from a while ago. It's January 3rd. I did the first step in the life-changing magic of tidying up in that book, and after I read that part, I just kind of sat down and thought about my clothes and what types of clothes I like to wear, and the ones that I feel good in, the ones that I don't. And so I just wrote notes about those different things, and I tried to think about these things as I started going through my clothes. And I actually ended up getting rid of 5 big, huge black trash bags full of clothes. I emptied out my dresser, and I only have my clothes in my closet. So it was wonderful, and I feel so much better, and I don't miss any of that. And then I just had, as I was going through things and tossing things out and noticing what I needed to replace, I just made a quick list of things that I need to replace. And then here's my monthly task list for March, and I'm trying really, really hard to use this. So far we've had this week has been crazy. We've had so much stuff going on. So I'm happy to have just only gotten everybody's vitamins. And then after things, I'm hoping next week I can start bit by bit trying to incorporate these other things back into our routine. But this week, with just trying to get my journal all set up, and just with all of the things that have been going on at home, I just haven't had time for anything. I haven't had time to do any art or anything. So I'm hoping that I will use this more. If I don't, I think I'm gonna just remove it, and I'm not gonna have it in here for next month, and I might just have a few little ones that I'll add to my weekly page of things, you know that I have to do. Because it's, if I'm not going to use it, then it's kind of silly for me to have it in here. So the other new thing that I added is a page for my week, and I sat down and actually made a graph, kind of. I don't know if I'd call it a graph. I sat down and wrote down the times of everything that happened that I am responsible for, and the kids' schedules every week, because there's a lot of empty pockets in there, and I don't have any big stretches of time. I've got lots of little bits of time in between having to be everywhere. So I sat down and looked at that, and from that I just kind of figured out what I would like to try to do on those days. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my son has preschool in the morning. So I have a little bit of time to do things here without anybody here. I have to take my daughter to class during that time and drive back, so that takes some of that time out. But I have enough time to film a video. So I've just written in here that I'd like to film a video on Monday, Wednesday, and then I'm thinking about maybe doing a short Ustream on Friday morning. it would be short because I only have from about 9:15 to 10:30. But it would be hopefully enough time to do a small project. But I just, and then let's see, so I'd do film a video and then write up the blog post that goes with it on Monday, and then Tuesday I'd edit the video and share the video. Just to kind of help break it up instead of trying to do it all in one day, because it's time consuming. It's very time consuming, and I think I would do better and maybe stick with the schedule if I tried to break it up into pieces better. And then just looking from what I had written out with everybody's times, it kind of helped me decide what housework thing would be easiest for me to do on that day. So things that take longer, like cleaning the bathrooms, I have more time for that on Tuesdays and Thursdays than I do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I just have my, the room that I want to focus on cleaning that day. I also have in here on like Tuesday, I call that desk day, so I try to go through all the school papers and things like that have stacked up. And then on Wednesday, I do our menu and our grocery list. And then on Thursday, I clean out, I clean out the fridge on Wednesday and do the menu and grocery list because, I can see what's in the fridge and that'll help me just figure out what to plan. And then I clean the rest of the kitchen on Thursday, and then Friday go to the grocery store. So that's just kind of how I tried to, figure out what to do on each day. And then I also wrote in here just, what day the kids take a bath. I just alternate them on the days. And, Sunday I have update planner. And I added in here personal growth planning. And down here I say, what can I do next week to help me reach my goals? So I really want to start looking at this, looking at my goals and the things that I would like to do this year, and use this to kind of help me do things during the week to start working towards those goals. And then this is also a new page that I added. I just numbered it 1 through 31 for the days of the month. And I'm just going to write our menu. Instead of putting it on the weekly pages, like I did up here for each day, I'm going to have everything on one page. And over here, we have a refrigerator upstairs and we have a refrigerator downstairs. And a lot of the leftovers get put downstairs because there's no room upstairs, and they get forgotten. And I can't stand throwing food out. It's awful, and it shouldn't be happening. So I decided I just have this little column over here, so I have room to where I can make an arrow to point up for the upstairs fridge and an arrow to point down for the downstairs fridge. So, and then for here, we had stir fry, and we don't have any veggies left, but we have sauce left. So I wrote sauce, and then it's in the upstairs fridge. And then this morning, I ate the last of the veggie curry with the rice, so I just crossed that out to let me know that it's totally gone. So I'm hoping that this will help me keep track of what we've got in the fridges, and also I'll know, what day it was made on, so I'll know how long it's been in there, so it won't become some mystery product in the back of the fridge. And if it does, at least if I can recognize what it is, I'll know when it was fixed so that I can toss it out. So let's see. So this is new, and I'm hoping that this really helps out. And then I have my weeks for March, and I decided to clip them together. I thought that, it just kind of might help to clip them together because tomorrow I'll be starting my bullet journal over on this side. So I just kind of clipped them together. I had this little clip with some ribbon on it. And so this is my week, and last night was extremely exciting for us. my son is part of an independent movie production company, and they had the world premiere of their new movie last night. So we went to that, and it was so exciting, and I am so proud of him. And I had shoved this in my pocket from last night to where we can see pictures, and I was afraid that I would misplace this, so I just taped it in here. But the name of the movie is Adaptation, and it's really awesome, and my son has an acting part in it. He also helped with the editing, and he helped with the sound, and lots of other things. So it was very surreal to, you know, look up there and see my son on a movie screen. So I'm just thrilled. So we're all trying to recover today. It was a really long night, and the kids were up late. The little kids stayed the night at a friend's house, and everybody was up late, and but it was amazing. And they're actually getting ready to start on their next movie, and he is going to be the producer for it. So I'm really excited about that too. Okay, so these are my weeks, and I haven't added, yeah, I still need to add a couple more pictures up front, but you know, and every week is almost exactly the same as far as the kids' schedule, but I still need, you know, to be able to see that, and it just, it just helps me to see what my week's like. Even though I know it's exactly the same, I still need to see it written out on paper. But you know, using the washi tape for longer events, and then this is probably about as decorative as I get. Besides these things, is, you know, this is St. Patrick's Day, and then here's Easter break and spring break, and Easter, and then this is a page for prayers, for prayer requests, both of these, and I just used some letter stickers up here. And then I'm reading Finding Water. I've read probably half of The Artist's Way, and she has several books along the lines of The Artist's Way, and my friend Teresa Robinson of Right Brain Planner was reading this last month, and just with the quotes and things that she was sharing from it, I really wanted to start reading this. So I've been reading it, and she talks about artist dates, which, if you know anything about her system, it's you know, you do the morning pages every day, and then once a week you go on an artist date. And I don't know if I can do once a week. Just, you know, it's really hard, and I'm pretty much, you know, watching the kids all the time. So I can get out every now and then, and you know, whenever that, usually it's unexpected, it's not planned. So I thought it would be a good idea just to start making a list of ideas for things that I could do whenever I get a little bit of time for myself. So I usually grab my travel collage bag and my, you know, my collage journal, and I go sit at Whole Foods for a couple hours and have a snack and work on my journal doing that. That's thing that I do the most, but you know, I thought I needed to branch out a little bit and start doing some other things. So as I think of things, I'm just going to add them here, and then that's all that I've got. That's as far as it is. So I will start with my bullet journaling right here tomorrow, and then in the back I've got our current Christmas card from this past Christmas, and I didn't have any other place to put it up front, so I've got it here in the back. And then I have this just because it makes me happy. I love the colors, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna stick that on here. And there's a little pocket here in the back, and I've got some stamps. I have this $2 bill that my grandpa gave me when I was a little kid, and this is exactly how it has been folded for, goodness gracious, many, many, many years, and I always keep this with me. So I slipped it in here, and I just have some note paper from the Target dollar spot, and just a couple little stickers. And I've got the map to my daughter's university, so that, you know, if I need to pick her up at a different building, I've got that, and my younger daughter's schedule for classes, and just some little odds and ends like that that's kind of nice to have with me. I don't put a lot in there because I want to try to keep this thin, and I know that this is going to start thickening up a bit on its own just because I'm adding the collage elements in it. But that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I seriously doubt that I gave out anything new that, you know, hasn't been done, but I, you know, thought that it would be fun just to kind of show you how I'm doing things and how I'm incorporating just a little bit of collage and, you know, images that I love, and quotes, and Bible verses and things like that that are important to me that I want to have with me. So I guess the only other thing is that the pens that I just use these flares for my color coding, and I, you know, have my little whiteout to use if I make a mistake with these. And I showed you my pencil, and I use a couple of the stud letter colors because I didn't have enough of the different colors of flares. And then I use just some roller adhesive to adhere down the bigger pieces of paper. You know, these pages are pretty thin, and so they don't like glue sticks very well. They'll warp, and so I use the runner, and then I use the glue stick to glue down, you know, the quotes and the verses on top of this. So if you have any questions, please ask, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I will post the link to Pretty Prints and Paper down below, and I guess that's it. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I will be seeing you later. Bye-bye.